Time to talk figures, yeah, let's begin with Berserk and Jesse, so let the fun spin. Archive figures and those recent pickups, chatting pre-orders, making Mondays way better for us all. The Collection Nexus, yeah! The Collection Nexus, woo! The Collection Nexus, it's here. The Collection Nexus.
Hey there, everybody. What was that at the end? It sounded like, seagulls, which I think is very appropriate today because we're going to be talking about a awesome Kickstarter project that is, we've been looking forward to. But before that, I have to bring in my fellow, co-hosts. Let's start off with Jurassic Jesse.
What's going on, Berserk? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Are you ready, Jesse?
I am so ready. We have an awesome show tonight. We got an awesome guest co-host and awesome guests, and we're going to go swashbuckling tonight. Let's just say that, right? Like, get your doubloons ready. We're going to back this Kickstarter, all that stuff. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm already prepared for all the pirate puns. The dad jokes will be this one will be full of dad jokes. Can guarantee it.
Well, let's see if our guest host has any pirate puns.
Yarr! I wish I would have come prepared with like a big, stuff like parrot or something.
Right? I know. Yeah, on your shoulder right there. Eye patch awesome. Or something. Yeah, I know. Customs by Matchu. Thanks for stopping by, being our co-host for tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite. Appreciate it.
We got a couple of awesome guests, and we're going to talk all things Kickstarter tonight with Corsair Creations, Tide Realm. Ronald, do you want to bring in our guests tonight?
I sure do. Here they are, Owen and Abigail.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain. That's the correct answer. And then you continue with, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Oh, man.
So, have you guys heard all the pirate puns and jokes that you can handle, or what?
Oh my gosh. Every single stream, I feel like we're going to run out, and we never do. So it's probably because I never clam up.
But
you always got to keep the cannon loaded,
Mm-hmm. Yes. See?
Good job, Ronald. Oh my gosh. So so how's the journey been so far? Being an action figure creator and all that stuff. I mean, has it been a wild ride or what?
I mean, what's funny is that it would not be even remotely inaccurate to describe the feeling of sitting through the launch literally like being on a ship. The ebb and flow of the campaign and just the nature of what a Kickstarter is, it feels like that. And it couldn't honestly be less comparative to going on a journey, because that's what it's been.
So are you saying you're getting nauseous through this?
Oh my gosh.
Gotta get your sea legs.
That first week, seasick might have been the accurate description. I think, especially as the weeks have progressed and we're headed into this week, which we have a really, really full week. We have a different live stream every day up until Thursday, which is fantastic. But, the seas are especially calm right in the middle of a Kickstarter, which frankly, with how much momentum we've had right out the gate, I couldn't be more grateful for. Like, I'm not sad that we're steady for the moment.
Well, go ahead, Ronald.
Yeah, that's definitely good. You just got to remember to keep rowing and keep rowing until you get to that buried treasure.
Exactly.
That's what we want.
time to replenish the energy to pick up the oars again has been sorely needed. And so the last few days is we've gotten sleep that we haven't for the last last year probably.
Yeah.
So
At least the last few weeks.
yeah.
It looks rough, but you'll be enjoying some rum in no time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, you guys came out of the gate swinging with this Kickstarter, and just to let everybody know out there, we are talking about the Corsair Creations Tide Realm Kickstarter right now. He's been all over the internet, YouTube's, everything about these pirate figures that you've collaborated with Four Horsemen Studios.
Mm-hmm.
These things look amazing. I was at Legion's Con last year. I saw your booth. I saw these figures with my own eyes, and I can't wait to own them. Let's just say that. We don't have enough pirate figures in our collection, and I can't wait to add these to our collection. So I just wanted to let the people know this is why we're here. This is what we're talking about tonight. And basically your journey, your Kickstarter, you guys came out of the gate swinging with this thing. There's definitely a demand for these pirate figures. Yes. And now we're kind of at the midpoint of this Kickstarter where it kind of hits that lull. People are like, come on, trying to get people to back. All this is funded. How are you guys feeling right now?
Well, frankly, the position that we're sitting at mid-campaign, it's not like it's unprecedented. There's lots and lots of campaigns that have come before us that have had similar momentum. But the fact that we're 20 grand out from that base funding goal, and the fact that each of the stretch goals past that are in intervals of like 10K, 25K at the most. I mean, everything's just set up to be very quick the minute you cross that threshold. And to have about 20 days left between the end of the campaign, it's in a really, really good position. And I can't really stop thanking the community for that, because it's you guys that are the reason that we're there. I mean, we came out swinging in the sense of we did the best we could with our presentation and all the work we put into it for a year. That was that. But it's everybody else that came out swinging. Everybody that showed up day one and just rocketed us past those 4 stretch goals in the first 3 days was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody put their wallets up and was like, here, take my money.
Take it.
Yeah.
Throwing their booty at my face.
There you go.
Whoa.
It's a lot of booty for one weekend, seriously.
Yeah, man. Well, let's keep that booty rolling, because we need to unlock this Kickstarter. I mean, like you said, we're a little over 20,000 away from this thing to be unlocked. But like your unlocks that are down the pipeline look really cool too. I can't wait to talk about those.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, Matchu, I'm curious. Do you have any pirates in your collection?
I don't. I only have that Deadpool, the Deadpool pirate. That's all I got.
Okay. All
I mean, like we've kind of already said though, right? Is it's like there's not really a lot of pirate options for figures out there. You get the odd few here and there when they kind of sprinkle in, stuff with Mythic Legions or other kind of like startup kind of companies, but nothing really fully based around pirates. Yeah. Kind of, honestly, it kind of reminds me of like Lego, old school Lego. When I used to collect Lego in the 90s when I was a young lad. I used to be obsessed with
I'm really glad
the pirates
that's coming through, because that's absolutely some of our inspiration and what informed me particularly with the inception of the line. And that's it doesn't have to be the weird part, because that was the open window that we went through, but there has not been dedicated pirate action figures since probably 2011 with Stranger Tides, and I'm sure that was still NECA that was doing that. I don't think they picked up the license for the 5th one. I think it was Diamond Select that did 1.5 toys for that, and then that didn't really go anywhere. So it's been a long time since we have had proper pirate action figures, and they've been licensed pretty much every single time. There has not been any options for mainstream collectors to have this sandbox play within that swashbuckling world. And the fact that Lego and Mega Bloks to this pretty much the same extent within that era 20 years later provided that type of play for kids. The fact that it doesn't exist within the action figure world was super intriguing to us, and the fact that there was an objective demand for it was what led us to making the decision that we did, because doing a startup company like this is a huge risk. That's that's how it is when you do a startup company for anything. But one of the things that I did first and foremost before we really even had concept art for anything was market research. Just we needed to understand that there was a market for these guys. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have taken the plunge that we did. There you go. There's your first pun right there.
You wouldn't have walked off the deep end.
Yep. Walked off the plank right there.
Oh my gosh.
You're taking it too far. Just knock Jesse out with the puns. Don't worry, there's more. Trust me, there's more.
And we're really glad to see this come into fruition. Like, you could ask these guys for the 2.5 years we've been doing this. Pirates have been at the top of my list that we need more.
That's
and like finally, like I'm like, dude, if we're loud enough, if we say it enough, somebody will listen, and here you are.
You guys screamed just loud enough. Clearly, you screamed so loud I didn't even have to watch the show until you brought me on. I already heard it.
Perfect.
Yeah, Ronald's been all about the Pirates and Cowboys. He's been yelling that from the
Cowboys
mountains.
next.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Considering the area I'm originally from, you'd think I'd led with Cowboys, but
right.
Being from the Cowboy state, I am not a cowboy. I am the furthest.
So I'm curious, you two. Can you just tell me like your roles that you play? Do you guys do everything equally, or have different roles in this, or how does this work?
It depends on what we're working on, because she's fairly heavily invested when it comes to. I mean, I've made the comparison with this project quite a few times that it surprised me how similar it was to film production, which I have a long background in. So pre-visualization is a massive, massive, massive part of that. And that's the only reason you end up with the product that you do.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I mean, again, I'm not going to talk for you, but that's primarily where Abigail came into play, which was shaping the world to begin with. We wouldn't have a storyline or a direction or characters that have the motivations they do and the background that they do without my having my spouse to work off of, because I can do plenty by myself, but comparing notes is invaluable. And she's the book girl. That's just half the reason I married her, because she's so storytelling oriented. So getting the groundwork ready for something like this is essential. And the fact that we had a fully realized world to present to Four Horsemen when we reached out the way we did, that's half in part to my wife. It's just, I couldn't do all that by myself.
Okay. All right. So she's more the brains behind this whole operation.
Yeah, I'm just the lunkhead crunching the numbers. I mean, it's probably equal parts visionary, I suppose. And then for the most part, day to day, it depends. Because if I'm on a live stream, by myself, she'll probably be working on marketing material. And for then the majority of my day is spent posting said marketing material or researching what the next round of marketing material will be. I'm working a lot of the finances and the boring stuff. I let her have the fun.
So which one of you was like, we need to make action figures? Let's make this a reality. Okay.
Yar.
Was there any pushback, or was it like, let's do it?
I fully expected there to. It's not like the kicking the door down. I mean, the way I tell the story, it sounds like that was kicking the door down. It wasn't. There was a kicking the door down moment when I, first brought her back home and fully. I had admitted to having the toy collection, but there's a difference when someone's standing and surrounded by it. But it wasn't really, anymore.
More plastic than I've ever seen, except for in a store.
Yeah, it took just a second.
Well, you've never been over to our houses, apparently.
Right. Well, I'm afraid there wasn't even. I didn't even sit there. I guess I apologized for it at first, but I was like, "Trust me."
It's like
There
you
are
don't know what
people
else
I
to
know.
do. You're like, I'm sorry.
With
What-
800 times more than I do, and she's like, "No." But
She's like, oh, you collect.
yeah,
Oh,
Oh
But
yeah,
when it came
well,
down
this is
to-
serious.
the prospect of making it a business, I don't know that was completely news to you, but
It hadn't really been a conversation just because I don't think it had been something you thought was really possible.
no, I
But,
didn't talk
no.
about it with any degree of seriousness because I had never seen a door to that arena in the way that Four Horsemen opened up, and I wouldn't have discovered that without that Christmas present of Jacob Marley from her the Christmas before we were married.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had never come across the company before, and the fact that they were so approachable, open-minded, and a backbone in stewardship to making something like this happen. I mean, the execution of the idea is completely on the creator's side, and I've always had to make that very clear because I get a lot of questions now like, hey, I have all kinds of ideas. Can I go to Horseman 2? I'm like, well, you can. You absolutely can. But hopefully you have a business structure in mind before you do that, because that's a lot of time and investment for everybody. You want to make sure that you're serious about what you're doing and have an infrastructure first, because ideas are fantastic, but
artistry is only half the conversation.
It's probably 20% of the conversation. Yeah. Anyway, that is what opened that door. I've always wanted to do that for my entire life, but I did not know that there were indie toy creators like that there are indie filmmakers.
Yeah. I've backed many Kickstarters over the years. I'm just ready to back this one. But so you're saying you went to Four Horsemen Studios and they're like, yeah, man, there's tons of nerds out there that give us money all the time. We got
that's exactly what they said.
Yeah.
You're like, we just sold them a
do it.
whatever $1,000 dragon.
Yeah, that was pretty much the conversation. I mean, because we had some conversations about, logistics surrounding tooling, because I went in with a fair amount of knowledge, but I've, of course, learned an exponential amount than I ever would have otherwise after that. And one of those conversations was how to optimize tooling. And they're like, they're experts at making that happen. And that time frame was especially interesting considering the crowdfunding project they had going on. So that was very informative jumping in. Of course, that project couldn't be more worlds apart from what we're doing. But the aspirations and the presentation and mostly the fan base that they're working with was just eye-opening.
Yeah, I bet. One last question before we jump into pulling up your Kickstarter, looking at all the things.
Yeah.
I'm curious, were you aware that Four Horsemen was kind of doing like on the seas type series when you brought this to their attention? Or
it was honestly a continually hilarious conversation because there's an interview I did with Cornboy. I think a month ago or so, that's on our YouTube channel. And we touch on that for just a little while because when we reached out, my first instinct before we'd ever spoken to them about anything was that they would have something like this on the back burner. There's no way that this has not occurred to them. In so many words, that's almost what CB had to say. He's like, what we're doing is too different from what you're proposing for us to feel terribly uncomfortable moving forward with this. And based on the microscopic amount of details he gave, he didn't offer me anything that would have allowed anything to be spoiled if I had said something to anybody, which of course I didn't. But based on that microscopic amount of information, I had a good idea what they were going to lead with at Legion's Con. And so we're biting our nails the whole time they're revealing them. It's like, what the heck are you guys doing to it? And then you get the full scope of what Dawn's Discovery is. And it's nothing but complimentary, if anything. It's couldn't be more fortuitous. And what they're doing is absolutely fantastic. I love the direction they've taken putting that seafarer theme within that universe. It's not actually so black and white. You can't really just copy and paste every genre you want within Mythic Legions, and they found a way to balance that,
right,
while at the same time leaving room for this other indie creator that we have a very specific vision for what we want. But they did have a meeting about Tide Realm to figure out how do we make this happen, and I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. Only thing I can envision is like, your unlocks, your pirate guys, your just generic goons that you have on your Kickstarter fighting that big crab.
Yeah.
It's like it's a compliment to what you guys are both doing. It's symbiotic. And I'm excited for that.
We couldn't be happier. Could not be happier about that, because Bulwark is epic.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm pretty excited to dive into this because I'm going in like very blind. Like, I know I've seen your figures around, but that's probably about as far as I've gotten. So,
well, this is the place to dive in.
Yeah, let's do it. Ronald, what do you say? You want to dive off the plank into this Kickstarter?
Always ready.
All right, let's go.
All right, and what are we looking at first? What would you say has the more straightforward information, Instagram or the Kickstarter page?
Oh, the Kickstarter page is the best place to start. Everything's very linear there. It's as brief as humanly possible, or piratey possible, which is saying something to me.
Quaid, before we get into it, like, sorry, could you just tell me like what you collect? Like you said, you obviously have a lot of toy, like action figures. Like, what do you collect exactly?
Oh, it's a little bit of everything. Honestly, it was primarily Transformers for the longest time. It's very, I mean, fantasy was the always the main motivation. So I wasn't always attracted to things like the
like
Army guys or GI Joes. Yeah, even certain Master of the Universe characters wasn't always my cup of tea. But the more interesting and fantastical the characters got, but I just always loved robots. But pirates is something that I adored as a child, and these exist because what I wanted didn't. So I have a little bit of everything.
Very cool. That's cool. I'm excited to see these.
All right. So Ronald's the man in the chair. He's gonna show you or guide you through the Kickstarter. But if you want to do your narration, and let's all just talk about it. Look at that. Look at that price already. The combined total you got already. You guys should be really proud of that. That is really cool. People have came out, thrown their wallets. This is awesome.
I cannot say, there's got to be eventually at some point the human race will invent a better word than thank you, because it's just not big enough for what everyone has done. There's a fraction of what's left, and frankly that's it's all but in the bag at this point, because statistically a lot of that comes in the last 2 days. I mean, even if you're hanging by a thread like that, it will blow past it in those last several hours. But the pace has been so doggone steady that it's more than likely to do even better than that,
as long as people keep it up.
Yep. The pace that we're keeping right now is essential. There's not really much reason to hold back. Early pledges is the best way to do it. The quicker you get to those unlocks, the more self-sustaining the campaign becomes, and the more likely everyone is to get all of the unlocks thereafter.
And what do we always say about early pledging, Jesse?
Don't be a butthole and just pledge. Just get your money in there. Let's get this thing unlocked. Let's get all the unlocks, because I mean they're awesome. I mean, I want some goons, peg legs, and your last unlock is pretty epic. We'll get into that as well.
I like that skeleton guy. That's real cool.
Yeah, the Kickstarter page here is very linear. It takes you through journey from beginning to end, but there's nothing terribly bloated, and we wanted to orchestrate a Kickstarter that was very, very, very easy to understand, because not everybody going in has been part of a crowdfunding project before, and it's not just like a basic pre-order. There's different things going on because you're bringing a product to life. It's not sitting somewhere in a warehouse and ready to go in 4 to 6 months. This is raising money for the tooling and production funds and everything that makes it happen in the first place. So making sure that all of that is outlined for every investor, because that is what people are doing when they jump in on something like this, is crucial. And I wanted to execute that to the degree that backers deserve. You need to know what you're getting into and know how you're going to be carried all the way through the journey. And the fact that we're able to provide that step by step as we create the figures is something that you don't get to have at a base production level from a large scale company. They're not really going to walk you through what went into making it what it is. You pre-order the thing, you get the thing, and you, if you're the right type of collector, you sit and wonder, I wonder what decision went into making this, or why the sculpting looks this way. And that's something that we get to provide here. That's very, very exciting. There's not another way to do that other than a startup like this.
Yeah, Abigail, did you know anything about articulation, like pivot ankles, rockers, butterfly joints, any of that stuff before this journey?
I can't say I did. I mean, I've never really been a collector. Toys were not a huge part of my life. I was more of a book girl, like Quaid has said on probably every single stream he's ever been on. So definitely a new thing.
Toy lingo is something that, because she moderates the pages as well. Like she's in the Facebook group and the Facebook page, taking care of comments, because I can't keep up with them all the time. And every now and then I'll get this little message I'll get a text or something from Sarah. What does this toy lingo mean? I don't know what a butterfly joint is.
Yeah.
Let me show you, dear.
Yeah. Well, speaking of articulation, let's roll down to your articulation layout.
The articulation?
Articulation layout. I really enjoy getting on a Kickstarter and looking at an articulation layout, just the engineering involved. Matchu is a big customizer, so like he really wants to see this, right? Because
I like a breakdown.
What can he pop apart?
Pretty extensive when it comes to the breakdown. Like, I didn't really realize that most people don't share the exploded view of the prototype until the Kickstarter's live, and we made that information public the minute we had it. So we went to the Horseman and got, because the prototypes as is, they are at a paint master stage, which means they're just a little bit larger than a final production model is for photography purposes, so that you can get all the details registered properly for marketing. But it also means that they are made out of a material that is more fragile, so they are not articulated. So all of these 3D renders are of the actual Tide Realm Corsairs, but it's just that the physical models are for display purposes. So we went to Horseman, got the digital renders, posed them out as best as that medium allows, because there's some limitations you have even just with a program. Like, I don't rightfully know what they use to manipulate the digital render. It could be Blender or something. I'm not entirely certain, but the physical product has even more range than the digital renders. Yes, simply because those have different limitations. But this exploded view is what gives you the fullest scope of what goes into these action figures and what makes them what they are, and what makes them pretty well standardized to what everybody expects from a modern indie line anyway.
So you did mention you worked with Four Horsemen Studios. I believe I asked this last episode you were on, but I just want to reiterate, are these able to use their kind of system as far as pop and swap among their own figures, and like, put shoulder pads on this guy and put, hooks on that guy?
Tide Realm Corsairs has its own line-wide modularity specific to our sculpts. It is not universal to every indie toy company that's come before or after.
Of course.
Because Mythic Legion stumbled across a piece of brilliance when it came to their modularity, and that's a proprietary design thing that they have every window, every right to retain for theirs. However, there's engineering choices within these guys that allow for a similar demonstration of play value, because there's just different things that these pirate guys do that even the fantasy knight type characters don't do. There's different ways of achieving that playability. So once we get into the breakdown of some of the even the stretch goals, that also clarifies where a lot of this pop and swap capability lies with these guys.
Okay.
The shoulders is one, the boots are one, all the hands of course are interchangeable, and the heads, and a lot of all the shoulder pads. Anybody who has a hat, that comes off. Everybody's accessories are removed. So even like Death Moid here, his rib cage overlay, that's a separate piece as well. That's removable.
That's cool.
As are the coats, of course.
Yeah, so 78's asking if these have butterflies so they can dual wield.
It's going to depend on some of the decisions from the factory, because we have a couple different options when it comes to one of the biggest play features to this line is the modularity of the coat removal. So we want to make sure that the shoulders are durable enough to come on and off and on and off and on and off as many, these toys need to last. So there's a degree of balance when it comes to making something like a butterfly joint durable enough to keep that modularity. Modularity is going to be prioritized because it inherently increases that value. But if the factory is able to implement both, then that's an option that's been expressed to us, and two, it's something we want to explore.
Yeah. Explore, kind of a pun. I'll take it
almost,
as a pun.
Sort of.
Almost.
Well, it's something that the factory brought to us once we got the 3D files to them, because they have a very standardized way of fully optimizing the 3D files they're given. There's additional articulation points that we've been able to explore since presenting it to them, and that's one of them. It's just going to come down to durability tests.
Ooh. Yeah, they got to last. Yeah, quality, all that good stuff. So I love the
quality
size.
control is, you can have a fun looking bendy figure all you like, but if he doesn't hold up, then
Right?
there's not really much point.
Yeah, I love the size comparison. So if you're a Mythic collector, there you go. They're going to fit right in. It's going to be perfect. Dude, this photography is really cool, by the way.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, because all that's me in the basement with what I got.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, me too. Looks really good.
Well, those turned out particularly well. I mean, there's a reason they ended up on the Kickstarter page, because they were the last photos I was able to take before we sent the prototypes off to our in-person liaison. Terrence St. John and his wife Gina have been representing the brand at conventions since February or March. There's been 3 they've been to, and then at the end of this month they will be at IshCon. I think that's the 29th through the 31st. Anyway, and so this was right before I was sending him those out so that he could have them on display for the tour. And there was a ton of pressure while I was shooting it, because it was the last time I was going to handle them based on how the trajectory of the campaign has gone. The next people that will have those back in hand is 4 Horsemen, so they can send them off to the factory, and the factory can examine them for the painting stage. So this is hopefully the last time I touch them. So it was 1, a fairly emotional shoot, and 2, there was a lot of pressure to get it right. And I'm really, really glad they turned out as good as they did. The shots of Charybdis, especially, they're lurking and sinister. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, Domesticated Caveman says loves the QC aspect of this. Yeah, man, that's
it is my initials for a reason.
78 is all Scott. Curious, is the factory in China or South America?
China, to my knowledge, yeah.
Stormfire Blizzard has a rule. He doesn't really collect male Mythic Legions.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering if his rule applies to this line. He wants to see some female pirates up in here. Which I believe he teased a little bit, but
I would jump in on the audiobook right now, which is available on the YouTube channel. Our female character, Kezia, is a big player within Tide Realm. And the only reason that there aren't female pirates already is because that's a whole other buck, a whole other set of tooling. And that's something that we would be very interested in visiting as quickly as possible, because the pirate genre is all about variation. I mean, there's so many different ways of expressing different character types. It's just, that's why it was so bizarre to me that there weren't toys of it, because there's so many ways you could go. And yeah, a female buck is something we're very, very interested in exploring once we've got all the wind in our sails.
There it is. So Ronald went past it. This is Captain Morningstar.
Yep.
And he's your poster boy of the series, right?
Absolutely. Alistair is what we, Alistair's, it's funny. People love the myths and monsters and stuff like that. That's the fun part of toys. But Alistair is what we set out to do. Alistair is why we did a pirate line. We wanted a definitive pirate captain that met all those motifs without being, a rehash of a very widely known pirate captain. We wanted to establish something unique.
Captain Morgan?
Right. Yes. See, he's exactly it's on the same playing field there.
Yeah.
Alistair, we wanted to achieve all the, I really, really love that we went back to the Lego comparison, because those classic pirate characters that, somebody really simple like Captain Redbeard, that had to have taken about 2 seconds to think up. We wanted to go a little bit deeper than that, but we wanted you to look at him and go, that if ever there was a pirate, that is one. Yeah. That's all those classic motifs.
Mission accomplished, I would say.
We wanted him to be instantly readable as kind of that definitive pirate captain, and yet have these little details that make him unique, which is why he has some of these, little fantastical elements scattered throughout him, while rooting him in that epic, realistic, gritty aesthetic.
Is that why you didn't do a hat on him, like one of those?
One thing that I know will make people happy is that the tricorns within this line are cross-compatible with, everybody with a normal head. Sorry, Charybdis. He's a little different. But yeah, the omission, so to speak, of the hat when it came to Alistair was absolutely intentional, because we wanted to set him apart from other classic motifs, while still letting people do that within the line if they want. The Pirate Crew Builder, which we'll go over in a little while, opens up that window for Alistair as is.
Gotcha.
But just as a character, Alistair has a very different way of going about it. He purposefully doesn't wear a hat, because this role of leadership he's in is something that he didn't precisely ask for. So while he's in command, highly in command, he doesn't wear it like this kingship type thing. He's not a very prideful character, despite the fact that he's a pirate.
Let's just talk about him real quick. I don't know about you guys, but I love my skeletons. This guy Morningstar has crept up to be my top want because of his aesthetics, the gold, on his jacket, the pop, the flair of it. Like you said, you just capture the look of a pirate. And this thing looks really cool. I can't wait to put it on my shelf. But look at the loadout as well. All the hands. Look at all the hands. Alternate heads, weapons, and let's talk price point for a second. You're asking 55 base for these. Would you call them deluxe? Is this like the three?
It's not quite our deluxe package. It's very close. This is, here it comes again. This is our flagship class, so to speak. We call it our captain class. So this is where you get, your fullest Tide Realm experience you get from a captain class figure. There are a couple other characters within the wave that get you just a little bit more than that as is, but yeah, the captain class is what gives you that fullest loadout for what makes these characters what they are. And Alistair in particular, I'm right there with you, Jesse. His hands specifically are a detail that I just love looking at. The realism that our sculptor achieved with it, and I don't know that I pestered anybody, but I made it very clear how real I wanted those hands to be. I wanted them to look like he'd been at sea tying ropes every single day. They needed to be rough and dirty. He has little bits of dirt under his fingernails and scars and rings, and he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. And so Alistair, it's like picking a favorite child, but he might honestly be the one I'm most excited for because, like I said, he's what we set out to do. He's establishing that pirate brand.
Yeah, I think you did a really good job on the looks of this guy. Yeah, looks great. Let's go to the skeleton guy. What was his name again?
Captain Algol Deathmoid.
Deathmoid. So same thing here. We got the loadout, the hands, captain class, $55 get you all this, and it's just a badass looking figure. I'm just gonna
like
say
that jacket.
It looks so sick. Yeah, that jacket.
Spikes
awesome.
on the edge there. That's real cool.
Yeah, Deathmoid is interesting because when we approached the Horseman about the idea, it seemed like, a skeleton pirate captain. That's a look at who you're talking to. That's a pretty easy ask, right?
Yeah.
But when it came down to establishing what made him unique in this world, it took more refining than any of the other three sculpts, because we had a very, very specific vision for what makes the Perished as a race what they are. And I'm extremely grateful that the Horseman worked with us so closely on getting him the best he could be, because it is his uniqueness that's speaking for itself. You take one look at it, oh, skeleton pirate captain, that's epic.
Yeah.
And the closer you look at him, the more unique and special he is in his own right, and his head sculpt alone is what's selling that.
Mm-hmm. I'm really interested in that rib cage overlay too. How that's going to work,
so cool.
function. Yeah, it's a great idea. Makes it stand out.
Well, it was a detail that I was really excited to implement, because whether you can believe it or not, these guys do share tooling. That's a surprise to people when I say it, but they absolutely do, like any toy line.
Yeah.
And when bringing in the skeletal motif to make him what he is, all the multi-layered clothing is kind of what makes a pirate what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so we didn't have a unique torso for every single character. So when the prospect came in for an overlay and making it armor on him with that skeletal motif, giving it the dark gunmetal color, which looks insanely real. I think that's my favorite thing to look at on this prototype is everything metal, because our painter, Eric Miller, did just a breathtaking job with that realism. And that piece is so easy to get on and off of him. It's just on the prototype alone, which you expect there to be some hiccups. There's not.
Awesome. We got Sean McLaughlin in here saying, I like that it's not just a skeleton. It's more of a half-dead figure. Yeah. I think that's why I kind of gravitate to it too, because I have skeletons, but this looks like somebody with, personality, that can that wants to, take over a battleship, and I don't know, it just gives them character,
There was a lot of character we wanted to bake in, and even just writing him in the story until we got that head sculpt out there, we didn't quite have an identity for him yet. And once that got dialed in, because the first pass of him in the sculpting phase was very different. He was absolutely think your classic Lego skeleton pirate captain. He was cool, but that's what he was, a skeleton. And I've had some people use the word ghoul, which is actually a fairly accurate way to describe what we're trying to communicate with this race, because there's all kinds of in-universe explanations for why Deathmoid is what he is. But when you can break it down to a word like that, that's exactly what we're trying to get across with him. That's why he's got the wispy hair. You can see skin. He's got actual eyes.
Yeah.
I really like the paint on the skeleton parts, like the hands and the face, especially that picture you're scrolling by right now. It's really nice. It looks really good.
Eric did just a breathtaking job with.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It was so cool to see them step by step, because you get a sculpture in, that alone is
pretty exciting
to take in. And then once it's handed to the painter, it's worlds apart what that expression of artistry transforms that project into.
So last question with this guy, does his jaw articulate?
Deathmoid's main head sculpt, based on the details that we wanted to get with how deeply set that jaw was, because that grin goes almost past where his ears would be. There wasn't a way to keep the head intact for production and maintain an opening jaw with that one, but there is a expansion pack just a little ways down that has a head that does just that.
Nice.
All right. Let's keep rolling then, Ronald. Let's check it out. You have one more. Go ahead, Ronald.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the details on just the detail on it. Like you see the little skeletons right here on the arm guards, the barnacles here on the trench
barnacle.
coat.
Yeah,
Deathnoid's not subtle at all.
Touch.
Yeah, no, and then this being all black with a little bit of red and a big ass sword is definitely Nexus approved.
Pretty hard to get any better than that.
So, I mean, obviously, attention to detail is what figure collectors like.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, was this you guys like, hey, we need barnacles on this? We need, Oh, okay, all right.
A lot of these notes were, something that it was a give and take when it came to you're working with the horsemen. Like we were, if you guys have ideas and suggestions and instincts and intuition, throw them our way. We were very interested. There's plenty of details that are, horseman special as well. But we did have, some mandatory things going in and stuff like that head sculpt. Obviously, the whole character silhouette, the overlays for people's armor. And the barnacles on the coat. There was a pretty well dialed in vision for what these were supposed to be. We offered it up at about a 9, and the horseman took it to an 11.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm like, did you specifically like write down? I want little skeleton toes on the shoes on the feet.
Yep.
I like that.
Little
feet
skeleton
pics
toes.
is what was requested from horsemen,
and they delivered.
Yeah, because they all have boots, so it's like, yeah, let's get some little skeleton toes.
And that was one of the ways that we really wanted to differentiate each character. We pushed the bounds of making the tooling as expansive as possible because we didn't want all of our pirates to just have pirate boots. We wanted those villains to be unique to themselves. So we did that.
All right, we got one more captain class right here. Let's go. Quaid, tell us the name.
Charybdis here, which is a respelling of an old, I think it's a Greek mythology sea myth. It's spelled completely differently, but said the same. And it's a Leviathan type character. So we wanted to make our sea creature captain feel ancient, like he'd been there for forever, and very visceral and animalistic. And it's cool because his first pass, once our sculptor got to this guy, was also his last. He knocked it out in one try. It was exactly what we were looking for. Charybdis was probably the one that was most pre-visualized between anyone because I just had really, really, really specific vision for what I wanted this character to be from day one. And he's that and then some. I could not be more proud of his details. Even though he's an ugly son of a gun, I still call him the pretty boy.
I mean, it reminds me of a kraken, an old ancient deity, So I think you nailed the sculpt.
You're closer than you know when it comes to his lore.
Yeah.
I like those coral weapons. Those are awesome.
That was the
sculpt and the painting on both. They look so nice.
I think that was the part that the studio had the most fun with because we had 2 different people work on the paint masters for these guys, and Sherry over there laid claim to Charybdis before Eric even had any say. She's like, that's mine. That's mine. The sculpting pass is like every single time we came back with Charybdis, CB was like, I don't think he has enough coral. Go to town.
I got a fever, and the only cure is more coral.
The only cure is more barnacles.
More barnacles.
Oh, there's the skull you gave away.
Yes. Yep.
I like the suckers on the hand too. That's sweet.
Yeah,
that was another detail that I had written from day one.
That looks really good.
Yeah, the paint, just all the different contrasting colors you got here is really eye-popping. It's going to look awesome on the shelf.
it's kind of been funny once we've, once the Kickstarter opened up and the line has, of course, expanded since these first 3 prototypes. We've gotten the feedback repeatedly how glad folks are, that there's so much color injected in this line, which is funny when I met with it because there wasn't before. There really at face value to look at them, it's very dark and gritty and earth tone. But especially when you get in there with their detail, Deathmoid, of course, is black, but Charybdis especially, once we got in and established that bright, like sea foam blue and made his coat green and brought out the kind of orangish copper, he became very, very, very colorful. And I was really happy about that because I did not want the main, the flagship characters of the line for you to stand them next to each other and for everybody to blend in together. You want to make sure that you have a colorful variation within your offering. And the minute we got him in there, that opened up that window entirely.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So, Abigail, out of the captain class, can you pick a favorite?
Oh, I think all of them are obviously amazing. I probably more so gravitate towards human characters, but Charybdis is a runner-up, and I'm afraid I'm just not a skeleton girl, so... he's great for what he is. It's just not my favorite, probably.
He's totes uggo, as the kids say.
He's a little uggo. I like pretty things.
Yeah.
It's definitely an Ohio figure, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
Whereas Morningstar, he's more of a Sigma.
Right.
All right. I know it's like asking to pick your favorite child and all, but I'm just curious. I know my favorite, it's the skeleton dude, but these guys are like right behind it. Like it's like right there too.
It's
you
been
look
fun.
at all 3 and you can tell like the love that was poured into all of them. Like all of them have their own little detail. Like look at the little shark belt buckles on this guy.
Yeah. So cool. It kind of, it's kind of like this picture I'm looking at. It kind of reminds me of those old Playmates Ninja Turtles, because it's like in the sculpt you'd find all these cool little things, and it's like I'm looking and I see like all these little tiny details. I'm like,
we wanted these sculpts
super
to
nice.
Speak for themselves, despite the fact that Quaid doesn't seem to know how to shut up. These toys, we wanted to wear the lore, to wear the story, and for every single time you look at your figure to discover something new.
I want to know how hard the plastic is, because these look pointy. These look like
anybody who's handled a Legions will have a pretty good idea, depending on the texture. But again, quality control is a huge priority of mine. And for example, I'm not interested in any of these little bits of coral breaking off in anybody's hand. So I've explicitly gone to our production manager at our factory and was like, look, these things have to be a soft diameter plastic, not quite as soft as the coats will be, but close to it, because there's a balance to these things. You want to make sure that everything has you can make a toy look as wonderful as you like. If it does not feel good in hand, it's all for naught. Right. So that's where my priorities stand anyway.
I like it.
All right, I got one question here. I see the toes on this one. He has suckers on his hand. Does he have suckers on the bottom of his feet? Asking for a friend.
Right. Thankfully, you can't dress Charybdis down that far to discover that mystery. Will leave you wondering. It's a little more intimidating that way.
Okay. When we get him in hand, then we'll send the feet pics.
Right. That's when it's time for the toe picks.
All right, so there we go. We wrapped up the captain class. Let's get into your, what do you call them, unlocks? Because they were unlocked, right?
Within the first 3 hours, we had the captain's unlocked, and I know we're already bordering on the pre. I honestly was going to be surprised to be able to get through my pontificating for an hour, but it's not going to be impossible to summarize these things, because this was something that we had established really, really early on in the line. One, we wanted people to have the option to utilize their captain figures with or without the coats.
That's
But
cool.
for all the details of layering that we established within the sculpt, everybody has this very specific textured shirt collar. And so each of the additional arms match said shirt collar and the color of the shirt with that character. And then we wanted to give people the option of an alternate head sculpt so that you can already start building out your ranks just with the captain's kit. So this $25 add-on gives you all those parts in one go for all those 3 captains and kind of opens up the window for all the world building that the Kickstarter has established.
Yeah, man, this is where we get into the fun of it, the meat and potatoes, the customization, the modularity.
Yeah, that's cool.
So these have been unlocked. So what you're saying is if you back, then you can add these to your Kickstarter campaign if you want them, right?
I mean, if you wanted, you could go in and buy just that. I don't know why you would do that. But
yeah, right.
For customizing purposes.
I was going to say, there's going to be somebody, especially over the course of the live streams where I've, been able to even further articulate the options that the captain's kit opens up for people. We've had some folks go in midstream and add a couple more to the cart, which was gratifying because you are already starting to build out your crew with this easy add-on. And this was the head sculpt I was talking about, the extra head for Deathmoid. That jaw is articulated on that one with the barnacles on the side.
Yeah, I like it. So there you go. You got the open mouth skeleton face, the extra arms. What else we got, Ronald?
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm just distracted by that Captain Carabas. Little head right here. I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of it for some reason.
It's very bright. I think your eyes just zone in on it immediately.
Well, the color for one, it was really, really cool because we weren't actually necessarily anticipating that head sculpt being utilized the way that it was. And once we got to building out the line to the lengths that it became, putting it in that same matching color for Charybdis not only became necessary, but it was really, really fulfilling. It was really, really cool to see that crab head in that color.
Yeah. It reminds me of a sand crab. Is that where you got the inspiration?
He's an amalgam. The way that sculpt was inspired, it's relatively alien by nature because it's just an amalgamation of kind of every crab that we looked at, but we didn't want him to look overly earthen, so to speak. We wanted him to look otherworldly. So he has elements of all kinds of different creatures.
So what do we got here?
This is an example of how that captain's kit plays out with each of your captains. So what you're looking at is Alistair Morningstar dressed down without his coat, and he has his alternate arms here. And then you have him with the alternate arms and the alternate head. That look is almost giving me a first mate type of vibe.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just showing out exactly how you utilize that add-on kit for each of these characters.
Well, there you go. So you get the Captain Alistair. You can you take the coat off and everything and pop these heads on. Modularity aspect, full effect. Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is you want to buy like 20 Captain Alistairs, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Just about. Yeah. 20 is a good round number.
Good number. Same thing you could do here with Deathmoid. You can get the kit. This is what it's going to look like after you pop and swap the parts. So you can have a few different looks for this guy.
Yeah, so I decided to, at least for this illustration, because those shoulder pads are removable as well, you could have the same look with each of these guys. You could put the shoulder pads on the first mate looking guy here, but I wanted to display what the difference was without them, because the more up or down you go, the more different the character is. And the fact that we were able to get the barnacles on that alternate head for him, which previously, because Charybdis and Deathmoid actually share the coat between the two of them. And the barnacles were mandatory for Charybdis. They couldn't go anywhere. So the fact that they ended up on Deathmoid was not a negative, but it was not as aesthetically consistent. Once we brought in this extra head sculpt, it brought that in even further. So I'm really excited for this pack because it broadens the value of the captains as is exponentially.
Yeah. You got like the first mates, the deckhands of the skeleton crew kind of look going on here. I like that.
Yeah,
Sean says 3 painted heads and 3 sets of arms for $25. Get out of here.
Hand that over.
Take my money. So here we go. Caribus.
Almost. Charybdis. There you go.
Charybdis. Oh man, I was almost there. Ronald, help me out there. Can you say it, Ronald?
No.
Okay.
No, I can't read it.
No,
But
don't worry.
you guys didn't catch it. I don't want to hurt myself. Sorry.
I mean, you must have taken a page out of the Four Horsemen book because I can't name any of their characters. It's like so.
Those are even more so. Those are
Yeah,
characters
crazy.
that folks I've had on my shelf for well over a year now. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Me too. I love them, but I can't say their name.
You just
But
gotta
here
be
we go.
careful, you know. You mispronounce them a little bit, and you're over here summoning demons to your living
Right.
room.
Just get out. Just get out. I'm afraid we can't take ourselves too seriously.
So here's what it looks like with the alternate packs swapped on Charybdis. Some deckhand looking guys. They look good, man. I love the colors that you
I
chose
think
for this.
when it comes to just on a personal note of all the options people are going to have with these figures, I'm most excited to handle the dressed down Charybdis with the crab head. Like, I love the way that first mate thing is shaping out with him, and the fact that his shirt, oh my goodness,
Collar?
yeah, his shirt collar, the undershirt underneath that vest is such a unique color to that character. It very much transforms the silhouette of that guy once, continual through the rest of the arm. So I'm just excited to see that play out in physical form because it already looks cool here.
Head Cannoneer asks, are humans entirely forbidden on Charybdis's vessel as filthy dirt walkers? Or are some unsavory human pirates employed by the Tideborn?
This is one of my favorite questions I've ever heard, actually, because I love how much thought went into that, and you couldn't be more accurate. Filthy dirt walkers is.
We're gonna have to.
Yes, I'm afraid you may have just thrown a phrase into the lore, because that's exactly how this would respond to a human.
Filthy dirt walkers. That's great.
All right, Ronald, let's keep the ball rolling here. What else we got going on? So we're now at the unlocked crew builders.
Interestingly enough, it took, well, again, it's a good problem to have. I had no knowledge of how, because Kickstarter is not automated. It's all manual. It's basically like driving stick on a 57 Chevy. I mean, you feel every gear shift when it comes to, getting unlocks ready to go. And I just straight up I did months of prep work, but I didn't have anything prepped to the degree of, okay, this is unlocked within 3 hours. Like,
sure,
graphics were rendered obsolete within the first day. So I had to work very, very quickly. And I think within probably the first 5, the crew builders were out and ready to go. And so even just over the course of like the couple days after that weekend, I had to keep updating those graphics so that people could see the options and all the different windows that these guys open up. And I think people have been extremely excited about the crew builders because it's something that we didn't anticipate being able to offer from the beginning. And when it became very, very necessary to stretch that tooling as far as humanly possible, which is appropriate because we're looking at the human here, it was really, really gratifying because we got to introduce all kinds of different textures and color tones that you have shifted to 57. I gotta start reading the comments. They're getting more interesting than I'm saying. Lost my whole train of thought. I'm on a ship, not a train. Anyway, the crew builders are cool because they give people the same experience that that the captain's class does at a lesser price point, and you have just about the same amount of accessories just not as bulked out of a character, so that you can really get a feel for that buck and the articulation for it. Anyway, they're just really, really fun. They each have an alternate head. Building out that army was invaluable to this line.
Army builders. I mean, I knew about the captain class all day long, but when you unveiled these guys, I was like, oh yeah, we need this. Yeah, gimme. With all the parts swapping, the loadout, the price on these guys. Yeah, definitely army builder material for sure. And right, Matchu, customization possibilities. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure you appreciate
the price is great on these too. $35 for one of these. Like you get quite a bit for $35.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we just didn't want anybody to. I don't know. I'm a stickler for hand options. Once you add 2 pairs of hands, it's like
you might as well.
Okay, but where's the and where
right.
There's a point where you got to figure out where to stop, and it took a minute with these guys because they'd wanna.
Well, as a person who appreciates a lot of hands, I can say that that's definitely appreciated to have such a spread with every single figure. It's pretty nice.
We wanted to give people every option that they could think of on a base line. And I know from some of the graphics, it's not always easy to tell how the engineering is working on those, but there are 2 different gripping hands, both horizontal and vertically hinged.
Nice. Like it. I love it. The only thing I didn't really like was, why aren't these in like a 3-pack? Like I want to buy a multi-pack of these guys.
There are 3-packs actually. The further you scroll down, you'll see them. Oh,
let's go. It's been a while since I looked. Okay.
I'm sure Jesse appreciates this ginger pirate right here with the beard.
Need
a body for that one.
We were excited about that because getting in as many different hair color variations, skin tones is something we want to explore in the future as well. That was fun. The minute that our graphics designer, Mr. Ryan Prast, went in, and he was just playing with it. He was just messing with it one day. He's like, how do we feel about red hair? And I went, do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes. Everything's better that way. Trust me. So here we got a crew builder for the pirate guys, the skeleton guys. Looks really cool, man. Same loadout.
He's fun because the tones within his paint scheme are synonymous with Deathmoid, but there's some more undertones of, obviously there's more red injected here with his vest. You have kind of a navy type color for his shirt underneath, and you have those charcoal blackish gray pants. I really love the colors on this guy specifically because he's elevating what's already there with Deathmoid in a very, very unique expression. And the fact that you can get that tricorn on and off both of those heads and jaws articulated because it's the same sculpt from the captain's kit. You have a lot of options with this guy, especially with the skeletons, because of course with humans, everybody's got a very specific facade. Everybody's facial features are unique. So you can't have too many of the same guy over and over and over before it's like, well, how many fraternal twins did we have? But with skeletons, everybody looking, we've all got a skeleton on the inside of us, so we're not that unique. So the fact that you can have like 40 of these guys at once,
40
that, but anybody who's feeling particularly irresponsible, I can't discourage it.
Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, then we got one more.
I like that one. I like that.
I think the
orange crab head.
The Tideborn crew builder, well, and that was the color scheme that head was made for to begin with. And the color scheme on the Tideborn crew builder is something I'm particularly excited about because he has all these really cool, literally cool tone teal colors that you don't see on very many toys either. And once we got in that Charybdis's head again in orange, I wasn't expecting that to look so cool. And me and Ryan were both looking at us like, okay, that is the decision that made sure that all of the crew builders had extra heads, was going in and playing with that one because it was too fun not to include.
Yeah, it's like you just swap the colors.
That's literally what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We just
and
inverted
it works.
Charybdis
Yeah,
and
inverted. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works so good. Because that, like, the orange kind of squid head is kind of what you see in nature. And yeah, all those guys with the other one, the captain. I can't say the name. I'm sorry, you guys. He's gonna look so good.
Yeah,
it's gonna look so good together.
I'm really
Very
excited.
wise choice on that one for sure. All right, Ronald, what else we got? All right, stretch goals. Let's go. I will be right back, you guys. Ronald, take it away.
Oh wow, this is more like alternative colors.
Is
this your deluxe one?
Yeah. So this is one of the first unlocks that happens at our funding goal, which I'll remind everybody how very close we are to that. Not a coincidental reminder at all, just, passing fact of interest. He unlocks at the 155 point, and he is our deluxe figure for the wave. The Coral Wraith within Universe, there are hundreds of these guys in the Dreadtide Reef, and this is kind of our spectral ghost type character. So he comes with multiple different pieces from each of the villain characters so that you can build out a completely different type of creature how you'd like. So he comes with both skeleton and sea creature parts, and of course those arms are removable. So you can have, just with the base loadout he has now, there's about 4 different character variations you can make with that $65 price point as is. And once we got that alternate perished head with the barnacles on it in green, he sold himself. It just looked so spectacularly cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. Is that that's not transparent plastic, is it? Like with
this guy will be fully painted with this kind of camouflage deco.
I wondered if there was like weathering over top of clear. It looks really cool.
We explored that at first, and then when it came down to it, not only was transparent plastic actually going to elevate the price of the product at the end of the day more so than we expected, and paint dropped it down to an actually cooler effect than we thought we were already going to get with the transparent plastic. But he will have UV reactive paint, and we're exploring whether or not that could be upgraded mid-production to glow in the dark. That's also going to come down to QC testing, but UV reaction that's already locked in.
That's nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, you were not kidding when you said deluxe figure, because this UV light up there with magnets on, making a figure feel premium.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we wanted to make sure that the value was very, very high in these guys, because of course, as a indie company just starting out, your profit margin is fairly small just starting out. And we didn't really want that to affect the reality of what people are used to paying for toys like this. Just didn't want to stretch that expectation beyond. People's wallets are stretched enough as is. The goal was to sell these. So I wasn't really interested in pricing people out at any level. And so that's why he's the only deluxe offering, because when you jump between those 3 price points, just depends on what you're looking at. But we wanted to make sure as a deluxe offering, he was not just valuable for what he comes with, but valuable within the line. We wanted him to be a unique and purposeful repaint, and he's maybe the one I personally am most excited about when it comes to his paint scheme.
Yeah, no, definitely stands apart from all the captains and crew builders.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome. Definitely a great use of the tooling you guys already have.
Well, he was originally conceptualized as like a directly alternate version of Charybdis himself. He was supposed to be this Dreadtide camouflage, because Charybdis is a squid. He's going to blend in with his environment. So you can play with this guy just like that if you want. But when it came to establishing the full loadout and making him an army builder, it just made it an infinitely cooler concept to make it a different and separate character.
Yeah, definitely gives me like Lord of the Rings vibes when he calls over all the, the ghosts.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, that is may or may not have been a direct form of inspiration.
So you're gonna have to buy yourself a battalion. How many figures come in a battalion? So you could, do that scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think 80 should do it, right? 80.
Yep, just about
80 figures to be able to
80.
recreate that in
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
Tide Realm universe.
Yeah, this guy's cool, man.
He is also not the only unlock at the funding goal. So at the same time as him, we have 2 weapons and gear packs that open up at 155K as well. And those open up the line-wide modular hook hand and peg leg. And these 2 gear packs come in both in hero and villain colors. I'm pretty excited about the Marauder gear for the villain colors because you have all these cool kind of blood splatter effects and you have these black cutlass blades. You don't see that very often. And the fact that we could get all of our established pistols in black colors as well was really, really fun.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Plus, what's a pirate without a peg leg?
I agree.
Hook hands. All that.
At least 100% of a pirate. Once they have a peg leg, it's about 80%.
Yeah, 80%. Yeah.
Actually, I want to see a pirate with 2 peg legs and 2 hook hands. That's
he's a
That's that guy from Family Guy, isn't it?
Right?
That is fully the option you will have if you're feeling that adventurous.
Yeah, man. No, this is good. This is an unlock that I definitely wanted to see was more weapons, peg legs, all that stuff. So
we got constant requests for more options to have cutlasses as often as possible, and a peg leg and a hook hand was something that was always within the back pocket. It was just a matter of time of revealing that tooling.
What I wanted to see on this picture right here was a little parrot. On the shoulder.
I'm afraid this is the only parrot.
No.
Wave 2.
Wave 2. Wave 2. All right, let's go.
For now.
So just like the captain's kit, we have some examples of how that plays out in reality. And of course, just because these guys are pictured without the coats, these will of course fit on while people have their coats on too. But this was giving you that full expression of silhouette. And the many and varied options you have when it comes to getting these on all types of different characters and the multiple colors that these 2 packs come in. There's a couple different ways to go about combining those pieces on different character factions. This is, of course, what we felt was most complementary, but of course, we're introducing that good guy color scheme here with the lighter wood and the brighter silver. And interestingly enough, those fit just as well as they did on the human characters as they do on the Tideborn characters. But you can put them on whoever you would like.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Needed, for sure.
Yeah.
I noticed the good guy colors didn't have blood splatter effects on them.
Well, interestingly enough, the good guys don't say, if they start fighting each other, that's one thing, but they seem to be very at odds with everybody who either doesn't have normal colored blood or doesn't have blood at all.
That's actually pretty interesting. You're like crab guys, what color of blood is that? Green, red, orange,
silver. That's why you don't see it.
Yep. I like that idea, actually.
So mystery unlock. So collection Nexus reveal right here. Quade's going to tell us what the mystery unlock is.
And this is where we're booted on the collection Nexus as well. I'm kidding. You're unbridled disappointment.
No. Honestly, you guys just back this thing. Get it up to 165 because I want to see what this is. I can deal with the suspense. I could wait. I can wait my time, but I'm excited to see what it is.
The quicker you guys get to that mystery unlock, the more you know about the end campaign and the fact that you are just that much closer to our next guy here.
Can we just take a guess and then you could just laugh or whatever? But I'm gonna say
I will totally.
I'm gonna say okay. All reality. I'm gonna go a treasure chest with some doubloons and stuff like that. There's like an accessory piece, cool. or a dinosaur. Let's just throw a dinosaur in there.
A dinosaur with an eye patch.
With an eye patch. Let's go.
Pirate dinosaur. I don't.
Pirate
Seriously,
with
I'll
a
just
little
put it in the
hook hand.
Dropbox.
Little hook hand. Yeah, Ronald. See, he gets it. He
Two
gets
hook
me.
hands.
Yeah. So, I'm kidding. Matchu, you got any guesses or
If it's
I don't know.
you
What if
set
it's
the
like some
bar
kind
so
of like,
high.
unless you have this already, but what is like some kind of like a diorama piece or something for like a ship
yes
or something with like
Well,
some sail or something in the
There's
background?
absolutely
That'd be kind
nothing
of
we
cool.
can do. There's no way to set the bar. And now that we have pirate dinosaur, it's
Oh.
if it's not
It
that,
could
And-
be anything.
the whole campaign is tanked.
Ronald, what's your guess?
I want cannons.
Oh,
Cannons.
that'd be sick too.
Ooh,
Cannons would be
good
so
guess.
sick.
Good guess. Ooh.
That'd be very cool.
And they're quiet, dude. They're crickets over there. I think we're on to something. All right. Not as good as dinosaurs, like Quaid said, but
No,
I
we
would
need
definitely
pirate
take some
dinosaurs.
cannons.
Maybe someday.
This not Skeletor looks really awesome.
Yeah,
I
let's
love
roll
that
this
you
guy.
that you said what it's not, because obviously
It's not Skeletor.
Yeah, there's pretty much no resemblance here to any
Zero.
No, not at
pre-established
all.
nostalgia-based characters. You know, it's wholly original on our part.
It's looking sharp though. That's a nice color scheme.
You
What-
can't
what-
really go wrong with purple on anything. I mean, purple is my personal favorite color, actually. But when it comes to that sickly green and yellow edition, it just the sculpt
So cool.
wears it even better than I thought it would. Because he's been planned for a long, long, long time. It may or may not be coincidental with a certain movie release, but he's something that. Shut up and take my money. Hey, all you gotta do all you gotta do is increase your pledge. Just secure that ready for him. The minute he's unlocked, you've already got it covered.
Mhm.
He's supposed to be. Yep, that's another one. Not Scaphoid. It's funny. Scaphoid is actually. I was looking at him today. He's completely different colors than Skeletor. I mean, he's got the purple and green, but there's no blue on that character. There isn't really any striking resemblance, even though he has that kind of neon, Sharpie colored, green skin tone. This guy is something in between because we wanted to echo the toy colors that you see on that character a lot, rather than just a representation of, because he kind of varies between media. Sometimes he's bright yellow, sometimes he's bright green, sometimes he's literal bone colored, and so we wanted him to be very toyetic, and these colors really made that sculpt pop in a way that I did not expect. And you couple that with all the kind of deep sea weathering that we've established for Tide Realm, and he's just really, really cool. The longer we worked on him, the more excited I got.
Yeah, I bet. Abigail,
really
did you have any influence in these color choices here?
Oh, I'm afraid that I wasn't cultured enough to be much help with this one.
Well, you are now.
To be completely honest.
She's been fully educated now. Look, dear, look, I made Deathmoid look just like another character I can't mention. What? Why is he purple?
No, when I saw this on the Kickstarter, I was genuinely surprised. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, but like you did it. You did it. You went there. And yeah, we need this unlocked for sure.
Yeah, this is really cool.
He's pretty easy to get to. Once you guys get to that mystery unlock, he's 10 grand after that. It's just, again, the sooner we get to that funding goal, the more locked in you guys get. I know how bad you need your not Skeletor.
Not Skeletor.
That close.
Yeah, no, there's just certain rules when you're, an indie toy maker. If you're making a skeleton figure, there's a certain set of colors you have to make a variant of.
You have to try. You have to.
I'm just glad that you followed the rules and
We are
Not
rule followers.
Interesting.
Despite being
Yeah,
pirates.
despite being, exactly.
Yeah, no, this is pretty cool, man.
Very cool.
What else we got there, Ronald?
Oh no.
This is my favorite.
This is insane. This is so cool.
no. Oh no. Oh no.
That's what we want to hear.
Oh no. I'm in trouble.
Oh no, my wallet's
just keeps getting-
The wallet starts
keeps getting
crying
better
in the
and better.
background.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
This
No.
guy is one that was planned from day one. I mean, we always intended to optimize the tooling. Just the fact that we've been able to do it to the degree that we have with those crew builders was, unprecedented from what I expected. But these guys, these story relevant repaints, because Captain Deathmoid carries an object with him that's honestly fairly comparable to like the Palantir in Lord of the Rings. It's this separate entity from himself that talks to him and kind of guides his actions. And in this particular scenario, that presence has taken over his body. But what you get is this molten, burning, lava, ashen skeleton. And yeah, we ruined Brick's life, which is actually kind of a daily goal of mine anyway. So getting the color scheme on him, and he's one that does feature transparent elements because
okay, that was my question.
Right, that coat is supposed to look hottest on the bottom and gradually get more ashen on the top, so that the bottom of that coat will be transparent. I mean, obviously the whole piece is transparent and it's painted over, and then chances are those pauldrons and the chest armor, that's transparent as well. The sword will be. And so it'll be a really interesting balance in production, getting the transparent elements to communicate with the painted elements. Because this is something that I talked to our production manager extensively about, because I was not interested in putting up graphics for something that's not physically achievable. So I was like, well, how many different passes is this going to take to make sure this looks as close as humanly possible to this graphic? And that was actually really cool, because there's so many different ways you could achieve this look, that picking not only the most cost efficient but the most realistic in execution, because this is something that we don't really want it to look like Gravemore up there, or not Skeletor, is going for a very different aesthetic. This guy is fitting within that kind of real world epic video game gritty aesthetic that the captains have already established. So we want it to look very ashy and earthen and
straight up terror.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks like he just walked out of a volcano or something, just like straight out of hell,
When precisely, well,
look like something you don't want to touch.
No, nothing you want to touch. We wanted it to look like there would be steam coming off of it. It's funny, within the previs Google Docs folder that the beginning stages of this initial Paint Master was in, he was labeled as Pirate Ghost Rider.
I could see that, yeah.
Well, once we made the decision to make the actual skeleton part of him black, that elevated everything. Because initially he was all that molten color, and we were losing some of the sculpt. It still looked cool, but it didn't look as much like an individualized character. And I don't know about anybody. I'm afraid it didn't actually sway my decision, but I know there are some people that were probably tempted by Baethir just for the black skeleton. I'm afraid that I was one of them. So it doesn't get any cooler. Black, ash, and bony stuff that's dripping molten drool. It just, I love him.
Yeah, and he's super cool. I mean, I think Ronald and I are a little biased because, Collection Nexus colors are black and red, and all it is a big ass sword, which it comes with. So I need this figure.
Now you have your channel mascot right here, which I would honestly be honored for that to happen.
Yeah. Mythic Dolphin says the Collection Nexus Void makes me think of Horde Prime or Swap Death Mold Skull, and it's not Hordak.
Not wrong.
Yeah, no, this guy's super cool. What do you think, Matchu?
Yeah, I really like this. This looks super cool. I'm curious to see some more like in-hand shots of it, like once it's out, because I think it's that mix. I don't know, just it's pretty striking. Like it catches your eye. It just looks very. It almost looks like out of place, which is kind of cool. Like
he's very striking within the line. It's probably the first thing that'll get your attention on the shelf if you have them all together.
Absolutely. Your eyes would be drawn to this immediately.
Yeah, that mixed medium of materials when it comes to executing the figure is going to be really fun. Because I'm a nerd. The production stuff is what I like. I like getting in there, talking to our manager, Bill. And so what durometer is this guy's hand going to be? All the stupid stuff like that is what I enjoy.
I think the cool thing too is you're like you said, how it all kind of started as one color and then it kind of turned into what it is now. It's a cool way to be able to showcase, all the different layers that you guys have put into this too, right? Like it's
he took a lot of thought, and again, I have to applaud my buddy Ryan for taking, because the initial first passes of this, I digitally painted by hand, and then he took them in and polished them for me, because he had a couple tools in Photoshop that I did not, and he, again, just like the Horseman did, had it at a 9, elevated it to an 11. It's just fabulous. I can't thank Ryan enough for all the support, hours of work he put into getting these guys ready for presentation.
Very cool. Yeah, it looks really great.
Yeah, I want to shine a light on this thing and see like glowing red.
That's where that UV paint is really gonna show.
Yes, that'll look so cool.
All right, Ronald, what else we got? I think that's it, right?
Almost. I had somebody picking at the 3-packs a minute.
Oh, right. Keep escaping me.
But right below the void, obviously, because that goes through the full loadout of what the intentions are for the campaign, and all this information tells you how those unlocks work, which stage you hit them at, and why, and what the finances break down to within the campaign.
All right, there it is, available on day 1. So you got the captain class, which we unlocked. We've got the alternate arms.
Goes over some of the little voluntary add-ons that are in there. We have some artwork done by our good buddy Noah at Edge Comics. That's a little digital add-on of some of his comic book style renderings of these guys in their individual factions. And then we have a 3-pack of some stickers that revolve around the faction symbols around each guy,
which are really cool, by the way. Like these designs are solid.
That is actually hand drawn by me and Abigail.
What? Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, no, these are definitely going in my lunchbox. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, I'd stick those.
That is where they belong. Everybody be putting them on their luggage. I'm like, where's the lunch boxes?
Slap that on my water bottle for sure, man.
I'm always worried about putting a sticker on something because I'm like, what if I have to replace it or something?
Yeah, that would sting.
It's a bummer.
Yeah. The lighting. I just love how you guys wanted to make toys, right? Action figures, but how toyetic and playability, the modular.
Well, there's a balance to making something that's an art piece and then making something that's a object that you're, as basically an avatar for you to project yourself upon. And I wanted to be a toy maker, not just an artist. And I wanted to make sure that these things fit within that realm of being a toy first. A high-end collectible is one thing, and the degree of artistry and depth and realism to some of these sculpts that we're bringing is something that I was prioritizing from day one. But I want people to have these things in their hand and feel like a child again. Primarily, I mean, even just starting off with for the novelty-based reason of this is something no one's experienced before.
Yeah. So at 155, we unlock all those, the peg legs and everything.
Get 3 unlocks at once the minute we fund.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All 3. I like that. And then we get our mystery at 175? 165. We get our mystery. Yep. 175, we get Grave Boar. Or to be like, Grave Boar.
Curse you, Morning Star.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And then the one we all want, the one that ruined Brick Something's day. The Void of the Black Tide. I definitely need that one. So let's see.
All Brick has to do is just, throw 20 grand at it tonight.
There you go.
And we're that much
done.
Yeah.
Done.
Practically there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remortgage the house. It's fine. We need pirates.
Pirates more than we need.
Should be a pretty easy thing to explain.
Yeah. Very easy.
To the family.
All right. Quaid Abigail at 2:30 says we unlock everything. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that
Done deal.
essentially, you know, because I know that phrasing is a little bit, it's not different from how Kickstarters are structured. That's usually how it goes. But we wanted it straightforward enough so that once the prospect of that milestone hitting became a reality, we can then bring the line into the retailer space. That's what that allows us to do, is that the line has reached a self-sustaining point to where that breakdown of wholesale cost becomes viable for everybody.
All in packages. So here is this where we get to the 3-packs.
Finally, after digging through this mat, yes.
Yeah.
The all-in is of course going over everything that's included in the one big all-in package, and then the combo packs are all revolving around the factions. So you get your pirate 3-pack.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
That looks so good. That looks so good. Like, imagine that on your shelf. Like, that's what I see.
Yes, please do.
Please.
Yep, I don't get sad hearing people imagine it on their shelf.
I want it on my shelf, dude.
Yeah. Well, and those come at, it's a 3-pack. Comes at a slight discount because you bought all 3 of them at once.
Yeah.
And they come with, it says that on there, but we wanted to make sure everybody could tell they come with all the same accessories that everybody does in their single pack. It's literally you bought all 3 at once. You've fully outfitted yourself with that faction in its own right. And the fact that you have a really cool picture here seeing everybody standing together is the cherry on top.
Mm-hmm.
And when we reach the 200K, is there a way to get a 3-pack of Just the Void?
A 3-pack of Just the Void.
Just the Void.
We might do that just for you.
Oh wow! Look at that. I mean, why stop there? I want to taste the rainbow. Let's go purple,
Precisely.
red, green, blue, pink. You know,
precisely.
Oh, pink would look cool. Pink would look so cool with that.
Let's go.
You know, there again, because Ryan, our good buddy Ryan is so ADHD. He was playing with the colors on the Void and the Coral Wraith, and we had several psychedelic fuchsia pink variations of that. I was like,
that's cool.
That might be wave 2 as well.
All right, you guys. Well, that's the Kickstarter, right? We went through it all. Talked
Yeah,
about
you guys here have the bylaws and all the boring timeline stuff, which frankly, I don't think timeline terribly boring to people, but yeah, you get all your we wanted the boring stuff part of the campaign so everybody knows how it all works on the back end to be fun to read as well. We wanted the graphics to be consistent and actually easy to understand and touch on as many questions as we could possibly think for anybody to raise when it came to how this gets into people's hands.
Yeah, no, a lot of information here. International shipping, I know that's always a big question from overseas. We've dealt with backer kit before, but not everybody knows exactly how that system works. So it's always good to give them a quick run through of how that is used to help with fulfillment.
Backer kit as a tool is invaluable when it comes to making a Kickstarter run smoothly, because once everything's ready for fulfillment, that survey is sent to each backer and they have the opportunity to either add to their pledge now that things are ready to be fulfilled. There's all kinds of things you can do. There's actually, when it comes to backer kit and the fact that service is implemented within our campaign, the purpose of making the campaign as sustainable as possible is making sure that everything funds to the extent that it can during that 30-40 day period. Post-campaign, late campaign pledges are a thing, and the longer that is open while things are getting ready for production, the more opportunity money has to come in. And so even if, say, by the last 2 days, you start blowing past stretch goals and for whatever reason the time ends, midnight Eastern time on the 7th, and we're like $3,000 away from 200 unlocking that void, that's not a dead end at all, because late campaign pledges continue to come in as it streams in. So long as people continue to come back, by the time that backer kit survey comes in, you could have had 2 more additional unlocks that weren't by the end of that, because people kept up that consistency.
So anything is possible, is what you're saying.
Anything is possible so long as people keep showing up, which is why that marketing campaign does not end for me, not even after funding.
Still got 20 days to go.
Yeah.
So Domesticated Caveman is just saying, hey, are you guys going to be at Ish or Joe Fest?
Terrence and Gina will have the prototypes visible at IshCon at the end of this month. That'll be the last in-person appearance of those protos before they head back to the studio for production purposes.
All right. Dude, these photos, man. You took all these photos?
Yep, I did.
Like, oh. Really cool, man. What I could say, just kind of like wrap it all up. We told you guys an hour. Here we are, an hour and 40 minutes, just talking about all these toys. Is you guys, the thought and everything, like the world building, the literature, the art, you know, just the attention to detail, it's all there. And then now hearing you guys talk about QC, paint applications, playability, modularity, like it just makes me want the series that much more. I mean, I was already in, but now that I see like the just like the quality that you want to put out there, you guys are all in on this, and I can see that there's a passion there, and I'm here to support that.
That means the world
for real.
to hear.
And that's I just wanted to say that because Terrence out here is going, what's this Kickstarter? Do people want to yes, Terrence.
Yeah,
people want
Terrence is still dubious about that market value. Still
we
not
want this. We want this. Terrence says Quaid could talk pirates all night. Well, we've had him here all night. We've had Quaid and Abigail here all night talking pirates, and it's been a good time. I wanted to congratulate you just on like the success straight out of the gate, like banging, like Kickstarter. People showed up, you know, people want these.
It's surreal. It's surreal.
Yeah.
And I just can't
really
thank
cool.
the community enough. The fact that, okay, again, try not to get emotional. Good Lord. The fact that I have the honor of being able to provide something that folks have been asking for so very long and fulfill a dream that I've had for even longer than people have wanted pirates is irreplaceable. And it's something that, well, the amount of notebooks we have full of material for years down the line, let's just say that as long as the same pace continues, you guys are going to be eating well for quite a long time.
Right on.
That's good.
Man.
We are hungry.
We are.
There's no crying in Kickstarter.
Is there anything that you guys want to say to the people watching, replaying, all that stuff?
I mean, especially for a replay, like going back purposefully to come back to the stream and then take a look at it after the fact, that's extremely valuable. That's a compliment in and of itself, both to the channel and to the Kickstarter itself. That alone means the world. And there's something I've said, it's probably annoying actually to backers at this point, but I've said on repeat for like the last several weeks, is word of mouth is just as valuable as a pledge. Even if you're someone who's not in a position to pledge for a reward, if you know somebody who might be interested, not just is interested, put it in front of them. Friends, enemies, co-workers who annoy you, relatives that you haven't talked to for 3 years. Who doesn't like pirates? Put it in front of them, see what they say. I've had so many people that weren't even part of the toy community in the beginning that took one look at these and went, I don't know what this means, but I need to know more. And that alone is an irreplaceable compliment.
Yeah.
So share. Do not stop talking about it. Don't stop irritating people with, hey, you know I talked to you about Tide Realms like 2 days ago, but here I am again. Just that's the best best way to get us to that funding goal as quick as possible. And I think people have been doing that. I think that's exactly what people have been doing.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
If you know Ronald's friend that likes, it's the foot guy, right? That wants skeleton toes in their collection. Yeah, show him these skeleton toes. Yeah. Terrence says that he needs my grave boar.
Well, for heaven's sake, of all the people to end up with the purple pirate captain, I'm afraid that's number one on the list.
All right, you guys, it's been an hour and 44 minutes since we've had you on. I think it's been awesome going through your Kickstarter. Matchu, do you have any closing comments for Quaid and Abigail?
No, just good luck. It looks awesome. It looks like you're heading towards success, so that's really awesome. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what else you guys do with this, because obviously
I love being able to put it in front of new faces. I mean, there's
a super cool. I will say it's cool to do this from this perspective where it's like I'm learning everything as we kind of go along. So
yeah, that's fun.
Really, really cool.
Yeah,
you guys have a good aesthetic for what you're doing here. So
yeah, that's fantastic. I love seeing folks' faces for the first time looking at it, because that's surreal.
Yeah, no, very, very cool. Very, very cool.
I wanted to bring up this comment real quick from Stormfire, because I had the same query. As he loves the not Skeletor, but are we dead set on the purple ribs? I think these green bones would look better.
We looked into seeing if that should match the rest of it, and it became, well, for the same reason that we were exploring it with Deathmoid's silhouette. To look at him, it was very confusing. I've had some people look at him and go, "What? Why are the ribs on the outside of his clothes?" And obviously, that's folks that just haven't looked that close at the prototype. But because it's armor and a completely separate object, that texturing was very strange looking, especially when you had a white color on it. It started to make the silhouette look weird, and so it has that pearlized silverish purple to match the rest of his armor, but we did explore it, and it was breaking up the silhouette in a very strange way, because Skeletor does not have that bright color on the front half of him in almost any presentations. We actually started
That's pretty much just the face usually, right?
Yeah, so we started to lose some of that character, because we also explored having the hands and the feet blue, kind of like how that silhouette was. And keeping those yellow, that didn't break it up as much as we thought it might. But the rib cage started to push away too far away from what we were looking for.
All right. Thanks for the explanation. There you go, Stormfire. I just wanted to highlight this comment as well. Again, it says, "Thanks for being so accessible." And
well, that's something that I think 100%. Is just kind of a moral duty when it comes to a Kickstarter. You have to be accessible. You have to be communicative. You have to be transparent. You have to be consistent, because you are talking to investors, and they've invested for good reason. So treat them as such.
All right, Ronald. Do you have any closing comments for Quaid and Abigail before they hit this high tide or something?
Or whatever it is to do at night. I want to thank you, for taking the time to let everybody here know about your campaign.
Yeah. It's an honor to share every time.
And just in case, people are wondering how you're supposed to do this, you can always hit the remind me. The remind me button to. Does that give you alerts or anything like that?
Yep, you will get a email, if not the day before, the day of the last day of the campaign, to make sure, hey, Kickstarter will just give you a quick, sharp kick in the pants. You haven't pledged yet, so get back in there.
Yeah, it's time to get the Kickstarter prices, right?
Yeah.
Ronald wants to demonstrate how to do it here.
You come in and then you go right. You go right for the all in. That's the proper way to do it. And then you hit continue.
That's the correct button to press. There's a
hit it twice.
Yeah, there's a right way and a wrong way.
Twice. One to rock and one to stock.
Let's add some stickers.
Double up.
Just for
the lunchbox.
We'll turn this off because I don't want to. I'm like, does my credit card information come out on the next one? I gotta put in my password again. It's like, okay.
That's all right. We have the booty is always protected policy.
Oh, there we go.
Booty is always
We always got to
You really-
protect the booty.
Gannon, we're not done yet. We're gonna say goodbye to Quaid and Abigail, and obviously thank you for their time, staying up late for us, talking all things pirate and their Kickstarter. But we are gonna continue our segments. Jump off. So if you want to stick around, we'd love to have you in the chat.
It's been fantastic to be here, guys. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for the opportunity to come back and share all over again. I'm really glad that there was so much new to go over. And it's not really too much of a sacrifice. It's so much fun to be able to talk about as well. With how much we've invested into this, it means the world that everybody else wants to spend their time to hear about it. That's equally valuable. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, we are definitely on deck for this one, you guys.
There we go.
Arr.
Last pun of the night. He'll have more puns in his DMs by morning because I didn't get to bug him. Thank you
All
guys
right,
so much.
It was a lot of fun. We'll see you next time, okay?
All right.
You guys have a great
All right.
night.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Ronald, what do you say about jumping into our segments?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm like, you're not too tired. You don't need a coffee
No,
break.
man, I'm ready to go.
All
Matchu,
right,
how are
let's
you
go.
feeling?
Do it, man.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
What did
Quick
it
fire
start
these.
off with?
Let's go
I'm-
archive 116 episodes and you can't remember.
Archive archive first. Who's going first?
We'll get it. Do you have the sound bite? We need to wake the people up.
Oh yes, I forgot.
Oh yes, yeah.
116 episodes, Matchu. 116.
Well, the sound bites are new, aren't they? They're like within the last 10 episodes, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I can't give him a hard
I
time.
got you, Ronald. You're good.
Archive Figure of the Week!
There it is. Ronald pulls through with the sponsored video from Diggs Figs. Thank you so much.
Love it.
I'll go first. We'll go through these pretty quickly, just to get out of here. But I've got the NECA Elizabeth Swan. Oh yeah, dude, I'm themed tonight. Let's go. I'm going pirate. And the one thing that I loved about these figures is they included
That's
a
cool.
palm tree, like a
What is
freaking
that?
palm tree with it.
What is
dude.
that, Jesse? I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's a straight up palm tree. What are you
No,
talking
not the
about?
palm tree. The character. What's the character?
Oh, this is Elizabeth Swan from the Pirates of the Caribbean. I forget what movie. I think it was the second one or something.
All right.
But NECA, 2010 maybe, 2006.
Oh damn!
Right here,
Cool.
2005. Oh, my eyes are 2006, I believe.
That's
Elizabeth
crazy.
Swan from NECA. Articulation's not that great. Posability's got these, pins in the shoulder there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like I don't even want to move it because the
Might snap on you.
Sparrow. Well, it did.
Oh
snap.
no!
It's got that translucent plastic.
That
it's
stuff's
all
pretty
brittle,
known to snapping. So
right? So, but luckily, it kind of pegs right back in there, and then bam, there you go. But yeah, these two figures, they come in this big clamshell with a freaking palm tree.
I love that palm tree.
Yeah, and it comes with a base, and like all these figures in the line have different bases that you could pop like together and create like a scene.
Like sand is like a beach kind of thing, or
well, it's all plastic, yeah, but like
Yeah.
this one would be like sand look texture with this like kind of greenery,
grass
shrubbery, yeah, grass. There's other scenes too where I forget, is it in the Curse of the Black Pearl at the very end when they're in the cave and it's like the treasure chests and like treasure just pouring out all over the rocks and stuff. You could put all these bases together and like put the scene together, Barbosa and all that stuff.
that's
I
pretty
was
cool.
like, dude, like I just say that every time is like, why have toy manufacturers like strayed away from this? I understand like cost and logistics,
Yeah.
but like I love a base that you can put your figure in and like create the scene, man.
I like a
but
base where it's useful. Like what I
yeah,
don't like the Marvel Select ones, like the ones that used to come with
yeah,
like the X-Men that would come with like Danger Room pieces. I thought those
hmm
were really cool. But then the
yeah,
ones that
man.
came with like, you know, like smash car bases that are like half a car, I was just like,
hmm
I don't know if I need
I mean,
that.
yeah, I like the ones that was like I remember one specifically. It was a Daredevil that had like
Oh, with
it
the
looked like
church
a
window or
castle.
whatever, right?
Yeah, it's like church window. You could put it on your wall and have
Yeah, that's
Daredevil
right.
like
I do
stand
remember
on
that.
it. I'm like, that is genius,
Yeah,
genius.
sometimes they're great. Sometimes
Yeah,
they're not as useful, but
but this one was pretty cool, so I wanted to
that's
keep it the
cool.
pirate theme. There it is, the NECA Elizabeth Swan from Pirates of the Caribbean.
There you go.
All right, Ronald. Actually, Matchu, I choose you next. What you got for your archive figure of the week?
So I don't actually have the figure. I kind of sent you that message and said I didn't have
Yeah,
a figure. So it's
I
hard
sent
because
it
like
to
I don't.
Ronald.
What's that?
I sent it over to Ronald. He should have it.
Oh, okay,
Ready
cool.
to
Yeah.
rock.
So I picked a figure that has a lot of importance to me, but like I don't have this figure anymore. I still have the little guy. So this is an old figure from the old 5-inch Toy Biz Marvel figures. It's Warstar. He's one of the Imperial Guards. And this figure in particular, I really loved. I mostly loved him because of his color. It's like this like super metallic bright green. But he also had this little dude that you could like put into his back and like lower into his back, and there's like a little gate that you could kind of close, so it like didn't look like he was gonna come out of his back. But I used to be like obsessed with this character and
Really?
with this figure. Sorry.
Okay.
It was all about the figure. I actually didn't even know the character until I saw him in the animated series.
I still don't know it. What is it?
Yeah, he's not. I don't
Warstar?
think he's super popular or anything. Like I said, he's one of the Imperial Guards, the Shi'ar Imperial Guards. So he'd be with like Gladiator and Lalandra and.
Okay. What size was it? Is this like 5-inch?
Yeah, these are 5-inch. Yeah. So these are those old Toy Biz figures from the 90s. Mostly inspired from. Well, I actually don't know if that's true. I was going to say mostly inspired from the old 97 cartoon, but I don't actually think that's true. Because there was a lot of deep cuts. They put out a lot of like Warstar. I'd call him a pretty deep cut, I would say. But
yeah, very.
But yeah. But I unfortunately don't have the figure anymore. My version of it broke. I broke off his arm like a long time ago. But I still have somewhere. I don't know where he is. I still have the little Beanie is his name, but the little alien that lives in his back, I still have that little piece floating around somewhere. So,
well, you know, little kid logics would tell you this is a better bang for your buck because it's 2 figures, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
there you go.
Yeah, and he had good articulation for the time.
Yeah,
so he had hinged knees and elbows. So
that's
didn't get that
cool.
back in the day all the time. That wasn't a given.
No, not on this line. No.
Nope.
Ronald, you ever heard of this guy, Warstar?
Not at all.
Super cool.
This would
if
actually
Marvel
be
Legends ever made one, I would buy a wave of stuff I don't want to get this as a Build-A-Figure.
I was just gonna say that, dude. This would be a great Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, he would need to be a Build-A-Figure because he's like a decent sized. You know, he's a little bigger. He's not. Yeah, he'd be maybe not as big as Hulk, but he'd probably be in that vein, right? So,
what year is this? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. This is probably 94, 95, maybe 95.
Depending on that KB sticker up in the corner there. Yeah, I'm gonna say like 94, 95.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in Canada, so we didn't have KB, but I was at the time I lived right next to Detroit, so I was constantly in the malls in Detroit at KB. Yeah. So
looks like you can get an exclusive Marvel T-shirt with this purchase as well. So
between those and the trading cards, actually, it looks like he has a trading card in the back there too.
Yeah, they don't do that stuff anymore, like mailaways and stuff like that. But cool. cool figure nonetheless.
Yeah.
If you ever see it like in the wild or at a toy
Yes,
show or
absolutely.
something,
Yeah, totally.
what are you gonna spend on it? This
Oh,
guy's
I
going.
don't know. I don't think he's really worth that. I don't think they're really worth that. I don't know, to be honest. I've never really looked.
I don't either.
I guess it would probably depend on the moment and how I was feeling. I'm a emotional person, so if it caught me in the right moment, I might be willing to spend whatever I needed to spend on it.
So, have you ever made a custom of this guy?
I haven't, but I might. I may eventually. If I get a few more Imperial Guard characters, then there's like more of a reason to do so, right? So,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would definitely.
You'd crush it.
Ooh,
that'd be
It'd be
fun.
super
That'd
cool.
be fun. There's definitely stuff you could. There's definitely things out there that you could use.
Yeah.
At
I
least
got
for
the
the
gears
limbs.
turning.
Yeah. Yeah. My list is too long at the moment. It's
That's good.
It is good. Keeps me
It's
busy.
a good problem to have.
I agree.
All right, Matchu. Good archive pick. I like me
Thank
some
you.
X-Men
Sorry, I didn't
goodness.
have the actual figure. It's hard because the more I come on here, I don't have as many of these old figures. I only have a few, like, still. So it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, try doing it for 116 episodes.
Impossible. That'd be impossible. I guess I'd have to start reimagining what archive is to me. You know what I mean? In my mind, I'm like, archive would be something that, like, you know, got me into collecting, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't have a lot of those in my
I know.
I
sold
on
a
my
lot.
person anymore. Yeah, same with me.
I sold a lot of mine back in the day too. I still have, a grip, but like,
Yeah, same. I have a
there's
few.
some I wish I still had.
Yeah,
but...
me too.
All right, Ronald, you're up next. Archive figure of the week. What you got?
what do I got? Been having a good amount of free time, either that or I've just been sleeping in later. So I've gotten back to playing video games, and looking at my shelf, this one was a figure I was very excited when it came out.
Oh, I know this guy.
Cloud?
Yes,
Yeah, Cloud.
Nice.
From Bring Arts, from the Kingdom Hearts version. There's always a love-hate with these Square Enix characters because the only people making them is Square Enix, and they don't, as good as they make video games, their figures sometimes are a bit divisive. They'll do weird scales or have weird articulation, but it's their property. They're very similar, like McFarlane. Like, this is my stuff, I do what I want with it, whether you like it or not. And
when is that from? Like, how old is that figure?
oof. I was looking for the date here, and I couldn't find, no stamp on the foot, no stamp on the
Nothing?
butt, but definitely has to be so 2018.
Okay.
So
going getting close to 10 years then.
wow, don't say it like that.
Oh,
True,
yeah.
man. I'm like, I got this
Only
not
a
too
couple
long
of
ago.
years
Like,
off, man. Only a couple of
none
years
of my
off from
archive
that.
figures are from that long ago. And then you hit me with one of those. Ouch.
That's crazy though. I mean, but you got to think, like, when you put it into perspective, you think like pre-COVID, like that feels like forever ago. But that was only like 6 years ago. But it feels like 15
Wasn't
years
2
ago.
Yeah, no, because this was pre-COVID. So
Yeah,
for sure.
oh wow.
So
Time flies,
is that Play Arts Kai, Square Enix?
No, this is Bring Arts. The Bring Arts.
Bring
Arts is more, more our liking. It's closer to the 6-inch scale. Or, well, they don't really follow scale, but it's in the 6-inch line. The Play Arts Kai, it's like a weird 9-inch scale.
Yeah.
And that's the one that they focus in on, and they do all their characters in. So you can see why people. I'm like, either make them 6-inch or make them 12-inch.
Yeah. What's this in the middle?
Why you guys gotta be difficult?
Well, it's got a big ass sword, and that's all I care about. So
y'all like a big ass sword.
Yeah.
All right. 1996. Big
Good
old
pick.
sword.
I like it. Do you want to roll it into our recent pickups?
Sure do.
Let's wake everybody up. What do you say?
I say let's go.
Recent pickups.
I like
All
that
right.
one. That one really it makes me shake my head like that too.
Yeah, it wakes everybody up, lets everybody know that we got some recent pickups to show off. Thanks, Diggs Figs, for your video. Yeah, see, domestic Gannon says, "Oh shit, I'm up." All right, I went first last time, so I'm going to take it away. I got this because I wanted to keep it themed for today. Is the Valaverse the Black figure?
That's cool.
Yeah, so I saw this at Legion Con last year. This was their Legion Con exclusive, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong out there, but yeah, I saw this on the shelf, and I was like, "That thing's cool." And I didn't buy it there. I actually bought this one on the website when they had it for sale. Or no, it wasn't for sale at Legion's Con. That's what it was. They were just showing it off. There was this like La Muerta guy, I forget his name, but you know, the skull paint. They had an exclusive there, which I'm not. This is my first Valaverse figure in my collection. I don't Valaverse, but after getting this guy, I'm kind of like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, what did I do? Because this thing is really cool. And it moves. It's buttery smooth. These joints, pinless. I mean, really articulated. Hat comes off. I mean, you can get them into some crazy poses, butterfly joints, soft goods.
Yeah, that cape looks crazy.
Yeah, it's wired.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've been sleeping on these Valaverse figures, and now I'm kind of like, oh,
we catch up.
Well, I mean, like I've been telling Ronald through all these episodes, you know, you gotta pick a lane, right?
Yes,
but
true.
I figured like I knew I was gonna back that Corsair Creations Tide Realm Kickstarter. I knew that I'm backing that, and I wanted like a pirate baddie to go along with them. So I picked this guy up just because he looks really just badass and fits the theme of all of that. So
nice.
Yeah, he's got the
really
octopus beard and stuff. Yeah, this guy's really cool. It kind of made me look at other Valaverse figures that are out already, and I'm like, but like, I don't know. If you guys out there in YouTube land have this figure, let me know how you like it. I think it's pretty cool. It was a good pickup, I think. So, but yeah, that is my recent pickup is the Black from Valaverse.
Very cool.
All right, Matchu, what you got?
So this isn't from like this week, but it's been since I was here last. And I don't really get a lot of figures these days, so you know I gotta kind of milk them for what I get. But yeah, some of my recent pickups are these Jada, Street Fighter, Honda, and Balrog, and I also got my first Storm Arena Dan, which I really like as well. So yeah, this is my first time handling a Storm Arena figure, which they're really nice. I see the appeal now that I have it in hand. But these are like this Balrog is like so freaking nice. Like Honda's really nice too, but I really love what Jada's doing. I'm so happy we're super close to completing that Street Fighter 2 roster, which I'm really looking forward to. That's kind of my game. So it's a big part of why I'm not buying the Storm stuff is because I'm not a big Alpha guy, but I do like a few of the characters. So kind of depending on who does them, whether it's Storm first or Jada, I'll probably grab whoever does them first and add them to the Street Fighter 2 display. But yeah, but those are mine. I'm a big, as you'll see in the next segment as well. I really like Jada's stuff. So
yeah,
and these Street Fighter figures, they started strong and they've only gotten better in my opinion. So it's super cool to see them progress even just within one collection. So
right. Yeah. I have that E Honda sitting in my pile of loot right now.
Yeah.
I want to press ship on it so bad, but
I want to buy a
waiting.
second one for parts because his feet, his legs, and his hands, maybe not his legs because they might be a bit too thick, but his arms and his hands and his feet would make great for like a human beast. Like I want to do an X Factor human beast to go with the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like hard to find something that fits that aesthetic. So once I got it in hand, I was like, man, this would work nicely.
Gotcha.
I think I'm gonna have to might have to jump into that. So
nice. Ronald, did you pick those figures up?
I did. I got them at the what con was it? WonderCon.
Right.
WonderCon. Jada was there. I picked them up, and the effect on the E Honda it reminded me of JoJo effects. Like, that is too cool.
So good, man. So good.
Yeah, I remember you showing off that E Honda. Yeah, I was all jealous. All those feelings are coming back right now.
It's pretty awesome, man. He moves pretty nice for a big dude, so
nice.
Which I can appreciate. So
yeah, well, I mean, they're probably going to do player 2 color, right?
Yeah.
So you can get
I'm there for that.
Yeah. All right, Ronald, what's your recent pickup?
My recent pickup. Well, I didn't pick something up for myself, but I was panicking, and I'm like, oh, that's my daughter. Hey, can I borrow your homework? You know, I bought you this thing. But can I show it off? And of course, she's not an action figure girl, but she's a little statue girl, and she does love her Miku. So we casually on a Ross hunt, and they had a little Miku statue, so it was like just meant to be. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get that little. She already has a chocolatier. This is not a chocolatier. This is a chocolate salesperson.
What is this from, Ronald?
I don't know.
This is Hatsune Miku. She is a Vocaloid. It's like a vocal program that they use to make songs. And
interesting.
The character, like, they have her all over the place. She's huge. She had a tour running. She has a tour running through the United States right now. It's just musicians playing, and then a giant TV behind them
of her.
Of her.
That's crazy. That's so cool. That's kind of like, you ever heard of Prozac? You guys ever heard of Prozac? That's a Canadian thing, so I feel like most people don't know.
No, I
from the
never
90s.
on Prozac, but
like
more of a
pharmaceutical
guy.
More
of a Lexapro guy, but
not the pill, but yes, the band, same idea though.
Yeah, no. Well, for us here, I guess the more accessible one would be like thinking gorillas.
Okay, yes,
They have avatars that
that represent them, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Really
I like how that looks. I like those
effect.
drippy bits.
Yeah.
Is it hair or is it like water or what?
That's supposed to be.
Is there water hair? That's,
I guess so.
Crazy.
Yes,
maybe her hair is melting.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Really cool. Yeah, no, it's easy to gain, dad points when I bring it home something new.
Sure. Yeah, this is definitely out of my realm, but it's fun.
Me too. Looks cool.
Yeah.
It's a cute little statue, and any Ross find that you're actually interested is always cool.
Yeah,
that is a bonus.
Yeah, definitely earned myself some points there.
Do you have Rosses up there in Canada, right, Matchu?
No, I wish we did.
No?
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
When I see what people post for finds, all I can think of is like, my customizing could be so much cheaper.
Yeah.
I just see what people are pulling in. They're like, I got this for $6. I'm like, I paid $40 for that last week to rip it apart for fodder.
I also saw the Punk Leonardo by itself.
Oh, that's sick.
I saw they had it for $15.
Yeah, those are sick. They have some of the wrestling ones too. Like even that, I'd be like, man, I'd buy a couple of those and just have them in my fodder bin for if I ever wanted to make a turtle custom or something, right? They're good base figures.
Yeah. Well, cool, Ronald. I like it. I like the drippy hair. I like the color
Yeah, that's
there.
good.
That thing's
Me
cool.
too.
But yeah, that's our recent pickups of the week. Why don't we roll into our pre-orders of the week?
Do we got pre-orders?
We don't. Matchu does. Did I send it to you? Oh crap.
Yeah. I got my pre-order.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say that for Jesse and me, we're a Corsair Creations out, right? We're Tide Realm.
We're Tide Realm. We're going Kickstarter tonight. I mean, we talked about it for an hour and a half. It's all about that Kickstarter tonight. Pirates, all that stuff. That's my pre-order of the week. Same with you, Ronald.
Yeah. But
All right.
Maybe I don't know.
Support Quaid, Abigail, and what they're doing over there, because it's just they're all in on it. And just even if you're just buying like one figure, you like the skeleton dude, you like the captain, whatever, just supporting them is what they need right now. So that's where we're at. But yeah, Matchu had a pre-order that he wanted to talk about.
I did. Yes.
You did.
I did. And again, like I said, I don't do a lot of pre-ordering these days, but the Jada Toys Proto Man and Snake Man and the Gemini Mega Man, I guess, but that's more just because I want to support the line. But yeah, Proto Man in particular has been like a big one on my list since the inception of the Jada Toys Mega Man line. So I am very, very excited about finally getting Proto Man and Snake Man as well. I'm eagerly excited for both of them. Yeah, I love the Jada stuff. I heard that they're going to slow down on the Mega Man stuff a little bit over the next little year or whatever, I guess, which, that's, as long as it's not going away, that's fine. As long as I'm getting something at least every once in a while, I'll be happy. But I get it. I could see how this is not a big draw for them. So, but it's just nice because I've been a Mega Man fan since I was like a little kid, and I've always wanted figures of them. Like they had the old Bandai ones from the TV show, the American TV show, which was like cool, but they aesthetically weren't really what I was wanting. But yeah, it's like everything that has come out over the last maybe like 20 years, it's always just like Mega Man, and then that's it. So it's been cool to get like the villains, like the Robot Masters. So
yeah,
but yeah, I would love to pick this selection because they haven't really been picking the characters that I've wanted for the most part. Just recently they've started to, but the first couple of waves, I was just like, oh wow, I wouldn't have put any of these in the first two waves. That's unfortunate. That's okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar. What's that on the bottom of his foot right there? Like a blaster,
yeah, it's just like I think it's just aesthetic. Doesn't really do anything.
It's not a magnet.
It's not a magnet, no. He's just I think Mega Man has him.
Yeah.
It's like the Tony Stark
it's like a
flying
repulsor or something.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, I'm a huge Mega Man fan, so it's been cool to get figures that have been so fun, and they're really fun to play with and pose. And
I thought that this series was doing pretty well for them.
I mean, look, I think the thing is there could be people who are buying them, but I feel like it's not one of those things that most people outside of the people who are eagerly wanting these are seeing and being like, oh man, I need a Mega Man. Like, I just don't really think that's the. I don't think that's happening. Yeah. So, but yeah, I hope they don't stop. I hope they don't stop because I would love them to do. There's a bunch of Mega Man 3 characters that I really want them to do. So I'm hoping they'll get back at it eventually.
Yeah.
Hoping it's not the end. I hope it's just a break.
Ronald, are you interested in this guy? You picked up some Mega Man, right?
I picked up Mega Man, but
okay.
As he was saying, I could see why sales wouldn't be as much as he wanted because once you have one Mega Man, like
you're good.
It's really you're good, and it's kind of hit or miss with a lot of the Robot Masters. Like some of them, aren't as memorable as
Yep.
What is this? Iceman?
Yeah, Iceman, Fireman. They pretty much have shown off all 6 Robot Masters for Mega Man 1. So the next 2 that are coming after this wave of Proto Man and Snake Man is Guts Man and Bomb Man. So yeah, that'll complete Mega Man 1. But then we have 2 from Mega Man 2 and Snake Man now from Mega Man 3. And I guess Proto Man's technically Mega Man 3, but he's not a Robot Master. He's like a friend, ally.
He's an edgier, cooler Mega Man.
He's so badass. Look at that cape. It's like a scarf. So
That's
good.
what is that soft goods?
Yeah, it is. It's wired too.
Oh,
Look at the little mad face. You don't see Mega Man being mad like that.
Yeah, man. Look at this guy. This guy knows what's up.
Yeah, too.
It's all about it.
But also on that point, I never really played Mega Man as a kid. I played Mega Man X.
So, I mean, I like X too, but I'm an original.
Yeah. I'm later generations, so that's the
fair.
one that I remember. On the
if again, like I would buy X figures if someone committed to doing more than just X and 0. But it's a problem is everyone does X and 0 and then they don't do any of the bad guys, right? Like I'd love like a Sting Chameleon. It's like one of the coolest Robot Master designs, and I'm just like, fuck, if someone did that, I'd be 100% there. So
I'd buy a Sigma just for the jokes.
What's that, sorry?
I'd buy a Sigma just for the jokes.
I think someone's making a Sigma. I thought I saw somebody solicited a Sigma, so
Ronald. So Matchu, you said you're all in on the Jadas.
Yeah, I'm all in on any Mega Man they put out, I'll buy just to support the line. Like the third figure in this wave is Gemini Beam Mega Man. So it's Mega Man in like white and light blue when he gets the Gemini Beam from Mega Man 3. But it's like those are the ones that like I don't like. I could take or leave them. Like again, I'll buy them to support, but like I don't need them. Like I don't need a bunch of different Mega Mans. I want the bag. I want the Robot Masters.
Yeah. I'm curious, what does a Mega Man cost up in Canada?
I don't know because I don't buy them in Canada, so I have to buy them. Usually just get all my Jada stuff from Big Bad.
There you go.
Option. I think we sell them. I think GameStop or I guess EB Games again sells them here too. So, but I don't want to. I'm too impatient for this line. Like both these and Street Fighter, like they're always my most anticipated figures. So, like I don't want to wait. I don't want to. Everything takes longer in Canada, so it's just like, I'll just buy from Big Bad, and they have $6 or $8 flat rate to Canada now. So
cool.
It's fine. You pay all your duties and everything up front, so there's no surprises when you get it, and it's good. It's fine. It works.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there it is, you guys. That is our archive figures, our recent pickups, and our pre-orders. We talked to Quaid and Abigail from Corsair Creations, Tide Realm. Go back to Kickstarter. Cool. They're a lot of fun to hang out with tonight. Matchu, we're going to wrap it up. You got anything to say to those who still watching or replay crews?
No, man. Thanks for having me. It's cool to be in the guest host spot for a change, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
thanks for the invite, and hopefully get to do this again.
Anytime. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for stopping by, for sure. Yeah, I am Jurassic_Jesse. You can find me on Instagram under that handle. Thank you to everybody that stopped by, kept that chat alive, and hung out with Quaid and Abigail. Go back that Kickstarter and support those guys. But that's it for me. What about you, Ronald?
Basically everything that you said, but also add the fact, like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. We're slowly trickling our way to 500. So
let's go.
See where all the cool kids are at.
All right, you guys. We'll see you on the Nexus.
See ya.
The Collection Nexus.